Okay, so I'm just shooting a quick video an overview of the VA real estate position that I'm looking to fill. So I've had several people that have done this. I've been doing this for years and years and years. I've had many people that have done this. Some of them done really well at it. Some have kind of struggled with it. And so through the years, I developed this training system that really has helped uh, uh, train people properly and to get this down so everybody's making money, everybody's happy. So but first off, I just want to kind of go over what I do. So I'm a real estate agent here in Denver, Colorado. I'm also a wholesaler. And so what wholesaling is I go out, I find beat up old junky properties, real estate properties, and I put those under contract and I resell those properties to other investors that want to fix them up or want to rent them or do whatever they want to do with them. So I've been doing this about 15 years. I've done a ton of fix and flips myself, but the last couple of years I've really just focused on wholesaling because it's just for me, it's just better for my lifestyle as much as I travel and everything. So, um, but one of the primary ways that I find properties is farming the MLS. So the MLS is the multiple listing service. It's the place where all real estate agents go and list their properties and try to sell those. So that's pretty much my main place where I find properties. And I used to farm the MLS for years myself, but being that I'm out looking at properties and reselling these all the time, it's better to have somebody else farm the MLS for me. So that frees me up to be out there looking at properties and reselling these properties. The problem that I've ran into in the past is that I'll get a property on a contract and then all my farming activities stop. So I'm not generating any offers until I get that house sold, which creates a real up and down flow in my business. But as long as I have somebody in this position that's constantly every day putting out offers, that is what I'm after. And so the position really is you're making somewhere between 10 to 20 offers per day, and it takes somewhere between 2 to 6 hours a day, just depending on how many properties are out there. So it's kind of a semi full time position, part time position. The nice thing is that you can kind of do it on your own hours, except for the follow up. Yeah, that when you follow up with agents, you really kind of want to make, especially if you're calling them, you got to be calling on U.S. time. But the position pays hourly, so whatever we determine your hourly wages plus bonus. So the bonuses come from closing. So when we get a property under contract and I resell that, I pay you a bonus on that. So ideally, between your hourly wage and your bonuses, you're making way more money than you would just be working for anybody else. That's my goal. So, but I wanted to go over this real fast so you kind of get a general idea of this um, what this all entails. So let me jump into this real fast. So here's the training system. I developed this over years, and so I have videos that show everything step by step. And so here is just a real generic overview. So what we're doing is we're logging into the MLS. We're pulling out, or downloading fixed up properties. So we find those properties, we download those, we copy and paste those into this spreadsheet. So we're copy and paste the data here, which populates here, and then we're determining ARV, which is after repair value of the property. So once we determine what that property be worth after it's fixed up, we put that figure here. And then the spreadsheet actually automatically generates an offer price for you. So you don't even have to do any of that. I've already made that, it's already done for you. The hardest part about this job is learning the ARVs, how to determine ARVs. And I've got the videos here that really go into how to determine ARVs. And then I've also got a checklist here that really simplifies determining ARVs. So there's a little bit of training in this. If I haven't already said, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to really get good at this. And the most of it is right here, trying to learn the ARV. Once you determine, I'm just going to jump in the MLS real fast so you kind of see what that looks like. So we're going into save searches. We're going into here's different searches I set up. Market update. We're going to go ahead and search that. See how many properties we got. One property. So let me fix that because I just did a second ago and this video did not record correctly, so I'm going to reshoot it. So we go in here, market update. Let's just go 727 07 18. So that'll pull up quite a few properties. And this is what you're doing every day. So we've got 18 properties, and you're going through, and I like to go to thumbnail, and all this is in the videos. This is just an overview. And you're looking at the properties to see if you can find one that's kind of beat up and old or outdated. This one, no, it's pretty fresh and new. And this is all something that step-by-step training goes into. So I'm not going to really go into depth on this, but let's say you find 2 or 3 properties, just for example's sake, that look good. So you're exporting those right here. You're exporting the full export, and you're taking this data, and right here you're copying and pasting into this spreadsheet. Once you put that data here, you're going back into the MLS. These are your target properties right here. We're going back into the MLS. Get rid of this guy. We're going back in the MLS, and then we're finding those properties, and we're determining ARVs, which all my training goes into that. Once you have an offer price generated and you've found the properties you want to make offers on, then you're going into CTM contracts, which is right here, and I got a peg right there, but you're creating a contract. Don't get intimidated by creating contracts. It's actually quite simple. Here's a checklist for that. And you're just doing that step by step, and you're generating a contract. And once you have your contract generated, let me see, let me pull that up here. Once you have your contract generated, then you're going in and you're emailing that contract to your email to the listing agent, and then you're following up. So all that's explained right here in this training. So, oops, sorry. So right here in this training. So, we're logging in MLS, we're downloading those properties, determining the ARVs, we're creating the contracts right here. We're sending those contracts to the listing agent. We're following up on those contracts. And then the last piece of this is that we're always tracking new Western deals. So that's our biggest competitor here in town. They do about 40 deals per month. And we're constantly tracking their deals so we can be fine-tuning our ARVs to make sure we're getting stuff under contract. Because the market, in the wholesale market especially, is shifting constantly. So we've got to be on top of it. So the way that we do that was we watch one of our biggest competitors and what they're selling, what they're not selling. And I'll do train you how to do that too. So that is pretty much it. So hopefully that makes sense. And